Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be reviewing Ultraviolet and Black Scorpion Season 1 Episode 9 called Cascada. And guys, tomorrow is going to be the mid-season finale. Just ignore that. That noise that came from, I think, down the hall. I'm not sure. Just ignore that. Okay. So yeah. I'm saying it's the mid-season finale because this is episode 10, and we are in the. I think I would call it the hiatus because episodes are not out yet, 11 through 17, and 10 isn't exactly half of 17, but there are some shows who don't go exact, kind of like Big City Greens, where it stops at, what was it, 20, 21 or 22, when that's technically not half of 30. Technically 15 is half, so yeah, I think it's supposed to be 17 episodes, and which is an odd number, by the way, so that's kind of weird. But right now it's on a break, and then the rest of the chunk of season 1 is supposed to air. So I'm assuming episode 10 is a mid-season finale, but the producers don't always say that. Maybe you need to look back on Twitter. I'm not sure, because Disney Plus didn't say anything. But it also, tomorrow, no spoilers because it's not tomorrow yet, so I'm not going to spoil anything, but there is a cliffhanger at the end of episode 10. So, yeah, and with that note, on that note, I would call it the mid-season finale. Just be warned, if you're technical, like I am, 10's not half of 17, just don't worry about it. I'm learning to live with it. Just don't worry about it, and you probably already have it. I'm just going crazy, so just don't worry about it. Trying to see if I need to say anything else. So yeah, so tomorrow is the mid-season finale. I think it's called Lucha Rules, which is supposed to be not a play on word, but it's supposed to be based on Lucha Rules, as in, yeah, we love Lucha, and Lucha Rules as in like the rules in it of how to do it properly. So I guess that's a little hint of what's going on. I'm not gonna say anything more. But yeah, that's gonna be tomorrow. So yes, we're almost caught up. We're almost caught up. So hopefully everything goes well with the following week, which is gonna be in a couple days, and the following week. Yeah. So the following week should be like the last week of August, and then the week following that week, so in like 2 weeks, is when I should be finished with the Ghost and Molly McGee. At least I should be, if I'm doing the math correctly of how many episodes I have left. So by September, Ultraviolet should be caught up. Ultraviolet and Black Scorpion. The Ghost and Molly McGee should be caught up. And from there, I'm gonna try my best to finish season 2B, the second half, which I only done 1 or 2 episodes. I think I only did 1. Yeah, I think I only did 1 episode, which was episode 16. I still need to do 17 through 30, and I think that's gonna take me through the rest of September and maybe the little bit beginning of October. And I know, going way ahead of myself because I'm going past like the monthly updates and stuff like that. So I'll go more into detail when the months actually come. But then the rest of October should be okay, so sneak peek. A new show that I'm going to announce. I figured out of what show I want to do. So I just need to make sure I can get like the content and actually make sure it actually works. Because that's a big aspect also. You need to make sure it works. And because that was a problem for DuckTales if you've been here on this channel for a long time. So I need to make sure it works, and that should be for October and then November. Oh wait, maybe October I introduce it, and the rest of October do like the first half of season 3. Is that should already been aired of Big City Greens. And then I'm not sure for November. Like going forward, I'm not sure on the top of my head, but besides that, let's get started with episode 9, Cascada. So we have this good view of the city. Not a great view, like the other ones we had, but yeah, this looks pretty cool. And we basically have this guy, and everyone's in alleyways. It's so weird, but there's business here, and he's wearing a suit. He's like a douchebag. He's like, oh, I don't care when this guy gets out of the hospital. Well, fire him, and then you pack up yourself and you're fired. He's just such a jerk. Someone bumps into him and pickpockets him, and he's like, hey, these are new shoes, watch where you're going. And he took his watch, and then Ultraviolet comes and like, hey, sorry, I don't mean to bother you, but I had to help everybody, including jerks. So I guess she must have overheard him on the phone. So even though he's a jerk, gotta help him. All about being the superhero thing. The whole superhero gig. And then he turns around and boom, Black Scorpion's there. Everyone's terrified of him. It's like, you have been casing the city for weeks. How many watches does a guy need? A hand? Wait, is that Black Scorpion's hand or? Oh, sorry. This hand. Is he coming in? It's coming through the wall. I was like, oh, we haven't seen this power before. And I was like, what the heck? And then this lady comes in, and I was like, oh, okay, who's this person? And she's like, oh, I, for one, think you can never have too many accessories. And she just tosses the watch to them. I was like, okay, are they working together? Or does she just not care? Does it give it to him? Does go and run? Like, what's going on? Black Scorpion's trying to fight her and stuff like that, but she's dodging of how he fights with brute strength and she more fights with her wits, because you can see she has like a little bit of blurry. Can we not I guess maybe you can see here she has a bit of muscle, but when you see Black Scorpion, he's jacked, like you know he has muscles. So I wonder the mask gives you muscle. Well, Violet doesn't really have any, so maybe the mask doesn't. So who knows? Maybe she just works out. So you know they're kind of fighting, and oh, she even told the robber like, "Hey, that was a signal for you to go." He just booked it out of there, and also Violet's just watching, and she just faces through the trash bin, and boom, Black Scorpion hits the wall. Oh, and then she just phases up besides her power, and then Violet's like, who's that? And he's like, I don't know, but I don't like her already. She's clearly a Rudo, like, you know, a bad guy. And she's like, hey, don't assume. So I was like, oh, she's a gray area people. She's the anti-hero. Okay. I'm going to see how they handle this character. And, I'm going to play this right here.
I am Cascada, and you are the famous Ultraviolet and Black Scorpion. I'm a big fan.
Yeah, sure you are.
She said, I'm Cascada. So it's okay, so that's her. And so, oh, you're the famous Ultraviolet and Black Scorpion. Hey, someone said in the title of the show. Because, Duplico says, like, oh, you're the new, Ultraviolet girl that I heard so much about. That was from Duplico back, I forgot which episode it was. But, it's obviously before this episode. Oh, wait, episode 5? It was either episode 5 or 6. It was one of those. And it said, oh, you're the famous Ultraviolet, but now she actually said the title. You're the famous Ultraviolet and Black Scorpion. So that's pretty cool. And she says, I'm a big fan. And Black Scorpion says, like, oh, you're what did she say? Like, oh, yeah, sure you are. And then she's like, you can walk through walls? And she's like, walls, trash cans, people. It's my power. And ooh, this is cool effects. Like, not great, but this is pretty cool. And she says, oh, it's called phasing. Excuse me. So and Violet even says like, so that is 3 of the 4, no, that's 3 of the 12 masters. Oh, 4 if you include Duplico. And I'm kind of thinking, ooh, so is this who Duplico meant? Because Black Scorpion says, I know 4. Duplico says, I know 5. But why would Duplico work with her? Maybe because she's beautiful and he just wanted to help a beautiful lady. Maybe. Is it, oh, including Duplico? And she said, like, Duplico. Like, oh. And she's like, you know Duplico? And then she's like, everyone knows Duplico. There's so many of them. And he's like, he would never trust a shifty person like you. And he's like, oh, you put people behind bars, but are they really criminals? Like, and then he's like, by definition, yes. They're breaking the law. And he's like, have you ever considered that he wanted to, Ultraviolet say, hey, but it's wrong to steal. Very good. And he's like, oh, have you ever considered, oh, she's playing like the Robin Hood card of he wants to help his family, they're starving. And then Ultraviolet says, oh, really? And she's like, yeah, maybe, I don't know. Let's put the lid on that for now. Dude, you clearly don't know. So I'm wondering, is that her friend or something? Who knows? We don't really get an explanation this episode, but she clearly like, doesn't care. Very anti-hero-ish. And she's like, it was a pleasure working with you guys. She gave a kiss to Black Scorpion. Ooh, does she like him? I don't know. But she just goes through the wall, and he's like, we did not work together. And she's like, oh my god, she's so cool, I like her. And I just love this from Black Scorpion.
She is so not cool. She plays by her own rules and she does whatever she wants. She's a total rebel.
Well, now I like her.
So I don't want to play too much. But she's like, no, like, she plays by her own rules, she does what she wants, she's a total rebel. And she's like, I like her even more now. And Black Scorpion's like, of course you do. You're a teenager. So I'm just going to leave it right there. So I'm just going to leave it at that spot. Okay, so, we get to school, and we're on the previous episode of the whole Ultra Menace thing. That doesn't come up in this episode. But I guess it doesn't have to, and also kind of makes sense for Luis with his fake, spoilers for that previous episode, where Luis was faking an injury. It would kind of make sense why he would take time out of school to kind of heal his fake injury, because you have to go see the doctor technically, and so people can't really see you here. So, and we don't really know how much time has passed. So he could just be at home and people just not talking about him because, oh, Luis is too much pain, we shouldn't like talk about him or something. So I'm not mad that they're not bringing it up, because even though it was a major cliffhanger of what are we gonna do, because Ultra Menace, that's not good. I wonder if Black Scorpion knows. Black Scorpion probably doesn't know. I mean, it's only in the school paper, so people in the news probably don't know about it. So, And also it's from a kid's perspective, so the adult's probably not like, okay, but that's only your point of view, so, who knows. So, Violet's basically talking to Maya. Oh, Cascada is so cool, she's rebel, and Maya's like, oh yeah, that's great. He's like, oh, you've been saying that like 4 times now, and I know something's wrong. And she's like, oh, my mom, I mentioned before that she was stationed in Germany, I think I said, but if I didn't, that's where she is. She's in the army in Germany. And, I'm gonna raise a charity event for not only my mom but for other families who have veterans. I was like, oh, that's really cool. I actually would really like that. But maybe a superhero friend can be there to support and for the kind of charity. Oh, that kind of reminds me from spoilers for Spider-Man Far From Home or Spider-Man 2 for the MCU, because there's already another Spider-Man 2. But Spider-Man 2, Far From Home, in the MCU, in the beginning of the movie, we have Peter in this charity event. So I was like, yeah, so that kind of makes sense for Violet to kind of do that, kind of. I mean, if you're a vigilante but you're also popular, it kind of makes sense. If you're just vigilante, period, like you're just only doing that, then you kind of don't really want to be in the limelight, kind of. Unless someone snaps a photo of you, oh, he's a menace or something. So that's how I kind of see it. So she's like, yeah, I am kind of a celebrity. Like, how about I do it? Okay. We get the training, and she's kicking like the mat, but she's kind of doing it light. And he's like, "You're kicking like a baby swan. Like, come on." She's like, "I'm gonna take a break from that mental image right there." And they're both drinking water, and how but I say, "Hey, I have news. Like, I have really big news." And but I guess because this charity event is like the first thing has happened to her, that's why he's kind of egging him on, like, come on, ask. Because I'm like, why don't you just say something? Just like with the Lucha Fest, like, you just said, hey, by the way, I can't make it to training because it's Lucha Fest. So, oh no, sorry, that was a sleepover. He said, oh, I can't make it to training because I'm having a sleepover. So how come she didn't say like, oh, by the way, I'm going to a charity event? I'm not sure. Maybe, but I'm kind of thinking that maybe it's because this is the biggest thing that kind of happened to her. So that kind of makes sense. Like, I mean, if you look at it that way. And she says, I can't make it to training. Like, oh, come on, ask. I'm not gonna ask. Because I'm gonna count that as asking. I'm like, oh, guess which superhero is gonna go to a charity event for veterans? And he's like, oh, for veterans, that sounds nice. And it's not you. It's like, oh, it's you, but oh, you can't go. You can make a donation as a Violet Rodriguez, but you can't go as Ultraviolet. Why? Because we're vigilantes. We're not celebrities. See, that's where the borderline is. And she's like, but I am a bit of a celebrity. Like, no, technically you're not. So they kind of have a disagreement. It's not meant for you, okay? But what about Cascada say breaking the Lucha rules, or the rules? And he's like, I don't want to hear about Cascada and how her interpretation of twisting the rules and all that stuff. Come on, back to training. And she's like, okay, fine. And she's kicking way harder. She's like, oh, yeah, that's very good. That's very good. He's like, guess what's motivating me? And so she's kicking harder. And he's like, So, because teenagers going to be moody. And you can't give in to what they want. Like, sometimes. So, Cruz is just thinking that, yep, keep going. Using that fuel for positive reinforcement. Because she's not doing anything really negative in it. She's not like beating him up or anything. She's training hard. So okay, that's cool. Where do we get to? We get to. Alright, so it's been a long day. And the mom, Nina, is like, oh, I don't want to think about anything. I love the children, but please don't tell them to bother me tomorrow. Is it? Oh, sorry, I to bother you tomorrow. My cousin, like, was it Pablo? Like, he's coming over. Oh, and she's like, oh no, you two compete. This B plot is kind of dumb. I don't really like it too much. We get introduced new characters. I don't really care for them that much. I don't think it's bad, but I'll talk about it. So with Pablo and was it Rose and I forgot the name of the daughter. So it's like Violet and Tiago's cousin. And he said, no, I don't want to be with them. Like, I gotta prove I'm the best. Like, that's the whole thing. They want to prove that they're the best. Okay. And Tiago's like, I don't want to be here. No, and the mom's like, no. Like, you have to be here. If I'm gonna suffer, we're all gonna suffer. I was like, oh wow. And he's like, oh, I never loved you more. And I'm like, that was kind of weird. I don't know. Loving and suffering in the same sentence, it didn't feel right. I don't know. To me, it didn't feel right. And so we get to so they're kind of agreeing, okay, I guess they're coming. And I didn't like this angle how the phone was upside down and she was upside down, like the camera's in a weird way, because she's just sitting on her bed like a teenager just looking at her phone. So the only reason why I kind of liked upside down was in Gravity Falls. I guess spoilers. It was in season 1. Spoilers for Irrational Treasure, I believe, where they were in a museum and the painting was upside down. This is abstract painting, so people paint upside down. So they had to turn their heads upside down to flip it so they can actually see it. So that actually made sense. Because they also did this with Miss Marvel, where she was just upside down on the couch. I was like, I didn't really like it. It's kind of not making my head hurt, but I just didn't really like it. So. But she turns the rest up. It didn't last too long. I was like, okay, thank goodness. But I was kind of eh. And she's like, oh, the old black scorpion, says I can't go. But Cascada says that it would probably be, she would probably say it would be a good idea to break the rules. I don't know what to do. And he's like, come on, but I said you would come. And and she's like, you know what? I'm gonna go. It was like, ooh, you're kind of. Not crossing, you're kind of crossing the line with Black Scorpion by going. Because they've been on pretty good terms ever since, what was it? Or when she endangered Maya and herself by getting a lot of views. Ever since then, they've been progressing. Are they gonna go backwards now? I really hope not. I like their dynamic duo. So, let's see what happens. And then Dad comes in like, oh no, you can't go Friday. Like, what do you mean tomorrow, Friday, your cousin is coming, or our family. And he's like, oh, but I'm raising money for military families. And she's like, oh, that's so nice you're getting involved, but we'll make a donation, but you can't. And she's like, oh, don't worry, I'll step out. And Maya's like, oh, okay. So she's doing a lot. Sorry, I'm just thinking of what comes next. Alright, so we get to, Alright, so it's dinner time, and the family comes over, and oh, like the dad has like a new drone. It's gonna be better than Pablo's grill. So like, okay, and so and they're coming in, and it's like, oh, then they're jabbing each other. Yeah, Pablo, yeah, the mom, and our mom, the Nina, Violet's mom is like, I don't like her. She always makes fun of me, and they're wearing the same exact dress. And she's like, oh, I didn't think you could pull off that color, but it kind of suits you, kind of. Very passive aggressive, like, oh my goodness. And you just have this girl who's like the perfect daughter, and I'm just kind of like, either you're really fake or you need to get out more, because that seems too robotic. And she's like, oh, you help the animals at the animal shelter and stuff like that. Has this voice, it's kind of like Lila a bit in Hey Arnold, but it was underlying with her where, I guess spoilers for Hey Arnold. You don't see it often because she's a good person, but she has a little bit of a diva side if you look underneath, and she also has her background also. So that kind of complements with it. So you can't just have picture perfect as your only personality. It's too robotic. So I was like, okay, what's up with you? Immediately as she came in, I was like, I don't know. And so they're basically talking and stuff. And I was like, oh, where's what was it, Diego? I forgot. Is it, oh, Pablo's saying like, oh, we knew that you boys wouldn't want to be with old fogies like us. So he's out doing his I forgot what he was doing. I think he was doing something with his career or something. And he was like a hair model or something. And they're like, oh, okay. And but I was like, I need to pick new shoes. And then she's like, oh, I'll come up. And then she goes upstairs. She goes on the bed, and because even Pablo said, oh, the children only use phones for their intelligence, and she didn't even bring her phone. She was hiding it in her what was it, her pants or something? It was like in her belt buckle or something, and she just took it out. I was like, oh, I didn't think you brought your phone. Oh my goodness, I guess I lied. And she was then like a teenager, kind of stereotypical teenager, but it's fine. It's like, oh, I guess I lied. And well, I mean, you didn't really lie, but I guess you didn't really tell the truth either. Your dad was saying that you didn't bring your phone, so that was kind of weird. And she's like, okay, I'll be right back. Yeah, sure. So she's on the bed, just on her phone. Okay. Oh, but she even said like, oh, my uncle, your dad, and my dad are just doing this silly competitions. I didn't want to be here. So, okay, so she's tired of this too. And I'm just gonna go over the B plot just straight away, except for one scene. And so basically they're competitioning each other with the drone. It crashes. It's like, oh, just like my RC car. I was only 9, you were 9.5. And they're arguing. It's really annoying. They're eating dinner, and Tiago has to brag because the dad's like, you have to brag. He's like, oh, I could be a hair model if I want to, but he could. And the dad's like, oh, Tiago, stop bragging. He's like, oh, you really could. And you know, our children focus on their studies and stuff like that, all that stuff. And they're just eating hot chili stuff. It's like, oh, I brought mild for you, my primo. And he's like, oh, I can eat the hot stuff. I was eating ghost peppers ever since I was, what was it, 4 or something? And so they're eating and eating. And then, and the daughter came down and was like, oh, I've never seen placemats like this before. And like, they're very new, they're very beautiful. And her mom's like, oh, I've never seen these type, but I guess we don't shop at the same store. Very passive aggressive. Oh my goodness. Violet heads over to the auction. He's like, I'm here. Oh, it's not gonna start until 13 minutes. And he's like, oh, okay, I'll be right back. Oh, Violet. So Violet comes back, and this was before the daughter, which I forgot her name, Violet's cousin. Before she went downstairs, she was upstairs and she was gonna try out her jeans, which is actually pretty funny. And he's like, hey, can I try your jeans on? It's like, no. Hey, where were you? Oh, I don't have to answer that if you can try on my jeans. Is it? Sure, okay. But I didn't really care anyway. She's like, oh, great, I gave you my pants for nothing. So I guess she wanted to try her jeans. Okay. She says, oh, when she went downstairs, this is when the daughter came downstairs with Violet, and Violet's like, I forgot to wash my hands, they're filthy. So she puts on a mask, she runs back to the auction. We get the Black Scorpion, who's scoping out the city, like he always does. Cascada comes, and he's like, oh, hey, I think we got off on the wrong foot, so I gave you something to eat. And he's like, did you see? And she throws it, he catches it. Did you steal this? He's like, no, of course not. And he takes a bite. He's like, I stole the money to buy it. And he just spits it out. And he just throws the sandwich. And she's like, oh my goodness, I'm kidding. And he's like, oh, you play by your own rules and stuff like that. And they're jabbing at each other. And it's like, oh, kind of like, oh, Violet, like, I only wanted to stop by to see if you were going to Violet's friend's auction thing. I told her she shouldn't be there. I guess she's going anyway. I'm gonna stop by there. Like, you know, I think you're gonna be there too. Ha ha. And she just phases through. She's like, oh, Violet. And she goes. Violet's about to go on. He's like, oh, I can't believe I made it on time. But she's about to go on. And then we just see a big shadow. Black Scorpion kind of looks menacing a little bit. I can't believe I'm here too. I'm here on time. And she's like, you're here, yay. And he's like, I deliberately told you not to come here. vigilantes don't come here. It's like, this is for military affairs. I understand, but you just can't do it. And the Cascada comes like, oh, she should do what she wants. It's like, just stay out, just Cascada. And say, hey, I sold this necklace thing. Do you want to come get me? Ha ha ha. And but she only did this for Ultraviolet to go on stage for a friend. So, anti-hero alert. And she's like, Black Storm was like, do not go on the stage. But Violet goes on anyway. And then she talks about how we give so much, but we need to give more for our military family, because our military families give so much, so we need to give back. So sorry, that's what I meant to say. Our military families give so much, so it's time for us to give back. Oh, hold out your wallets. She grabs all of them really fast. Oh, you didn't see that coming. And she does an auction, so she holds, what was it, Todd or something? Oh, the wallet named Todd. How much do you want to give? Because if you came here, you most likely want to bid. Not bid, give money. So they're kind of starting the auction. Black Storm was kind of fighting with Cascada. She's going through walls. He's trying to catch her, and he finally caught up to her. And he's like, "I didn't want this. Here you go. I only nicked this from a person who robbed it from a jewelry store downtown." But she said she got it here at this gala, but I didn't even get it here. I just sold it from another person. He's like, "Oh, you play by your own rules. You're not preparing Ultraviolet for a real world. You know, it's not just all black and white." But she even called him that earlier in the episode. If it isn't the famous black and white Scorpion, because that's how you see the world, black and white. And he's like, you're not preparing for the world. He's like, it's not your judgment to make that call of what she needs, and because this is his niece. He said he says to her that you are in no judgment to make that call of what she needs. And then she says, I guess I touched a nerve there, right? Sorry, I didn't mean to cross any boundaries. But she faces through his body to kind of touch his heart. Oh, maybe I touched a nerve in here. He's like, oh, please don't touch my internal organs. Because she can do that. And she's like, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cross any more boundaries. But hey, here you go. You can return this to the proper authorities. I just wanted Ultraviolet to have a little time in the sun, to be with her friend. And it's like, and they're kind of having an argument of what's good for her, basically, because she says you're not preparing her for that world. I'm kind of thinking, ooh, is there real bad people out there? But we kind of got a hint to it. What Black Scorpion said, this is what I'm training you for. Now Cascada came here, who's an anti-hero. You're not preparing her for that world. I wonder if this is gonna allude to the fact that Ultraviolet has to kind of work with anti-heroes a bit more, in the cases of real bad people, because you kind of have to. Where these old anti-heroes could betray you, but you kind of have to, because maybe they got information, maybe they have the power set to help you. Maybe that's what Cascada's kind of alluding to, because what did she mean? So like, I'm kind of intrigued. I was kind of like, because I kind of, throughout the show so far, throughout most of the first half of season 1, I've been agreeing with his lessons onto Violet. Now Cascada's coming here, she's kind of like, oh, you're not preparing her for that big world. I'm kind of thinking, who's out there other than Duplico? Like, who's out there? I'm kind of curious. And you know, she's talking about how families and stuff, and it's right. We get back to the B plot, and where the mom stops and says, okay, enough of the competition, because they're doing push-ups and stuff like that. Enough of the push-ups. It's like, okay, you're not gonna visit each other unless it's birthdays and quinceañeras, okay? But it's like, oh, but he's my primo, yeah, he's my family. It's like, well, you gotta work something out. Oh, you want to go to the Dodgers game? Because she said, don't involve us, right? And the mom's, Nina, said, are you guys okay with it? And then the daughter, Tiago, and the daughter's mom, that was the wife of Pablo, she's like, oh yeah, I didn't like you anyway. And I was like, oh, that's so mean. And was it Nina says like, I didn't mean us, but whatever. So, oh, spilled the beans, but we kind of suspected that you're being too passive aggressive. And I need to get some water. But I'll get in a little bit later. I'm almost done. She says, the mom says to Tiago, go get your sister, her cousins are leaving. So Tiago goes to Violet's room and says, "Hey Violet, are you in there? They're leaving." She's not in there. Oh. He closes the door. He goes into the bathroom or something, and he's like, "Hey Violet, you in there?" And he sees a he didn't see the purple flash, but he heard it. He turns around. Violet opens the door. "Oh, hey Tiago." It's like, the cousins are leaving. Where were you? "I was in my room." "No, you weren't. I was just there." I was like, "Ooh." "I was in the closet." And he's like, "Okay." So he kind of bought it, but I'm like, excuse me. I was like, ooh, he's getting a little bit suspicious. Ooh. I was like gonna be a plot point later? Maybe. And, so he's kind of suspicious, but, so to say goodbye and stuff like that, it was either late in the night or early in the morning. It was either or, where it says like, "Maya, I don't know what to do. I'm in a gray area. I don't know what's right and wrong anymore." And Maya's like, "What do you mean?" We see her without her glasses because she's so tired. And she's like, "Well, I lied to Black Scorpion. That was bad. But I helped a bunch of military families, which is good. I lied to my family. That was bad. But I was helping you. I was helping a charity, which is good. Like, I was kind of following Cascada's rules. That's getting me into trouble. But I don't know. But she seems to be kind of right. So it's, oh, Violet, what are you kind of thinking?" And then Maya has some pretty good advice. Well, it was kind of better than Violet's, right? Sorry. It was better than Violet's advice because it was mostly perfect. But that word is the problem. Because she says, "Maya, you're beautiful, you're strong, you're independent, you're making your mom proud, and you're going to go out there and make this speech perfect." There's a lot of speakers out there who do not make their speech perfect. And say that to your friend, but she says, "Oh, thank you for telling me that." I'm like, even though she does a really great speech, which I wouldn't call it perfect, but it's a really great speech. You shouldn't really tell your friends you're gonna do perfect because, well, because you're gonna setting up a high bar of expectation. So I just didn't really like that. But my advice is a little bit better than Violet's. Because Violet's for the most part was great. Just the perfect line. Maya says, "Well, you've been listening to Black Scorpion, you're confused. You've been listening to Cascada, you're confused. Maybe it's time you start listening to yourself and what you think is best, because despite what Black Scorpion and Cascada say, you are the ultimate person to make your decision of what you do with your powers." She didn't really say this, but if you choose to be anti-hero, hero, villain, or what you want to do, and what choices you make. It's kind of like how Black Scorpion says, "The mask chose you. I'm telling you the rules, but I can't force you to keep your mask on or off, or to take it off and show the world. That's your decision." How he said back in episode 1. So, and she said, "Yeah, you're right. Maybe she didn't even say yes. She said maybe I do need to listen to myself. I'm gonna go for a run." I love this scene right here. I wish I could play it, but she grabs her mask. She looks at it. She puts it back on her bed. We see her out jogging with our mask. I love that. Getting into shape. I like the aspect of finding your true self, because she's jogging as Violet. Violet needs to find herself, not Ultraviolet. Violet needs to find herself. Because she's like, "What do I do?" So she's jogging because she's been running so much. But how much energy has actually been burning? Like, how much? She probably hasn't even broken a sweat. Because that was Ultraviolet. Even though Ultraviolet and Violet are the same person, Violet says, "I need to go out there and run. I need to go out there and run." I love it. So she's jogging, you hear her breath, she's wearing gym clothes, jogging clothes, and she's doing a good job. She's wearing tennis shoes, and she's just going for it. She's just jogging. And she doesn't even say anything because she's thinking to herself. The last shot, we see Cascada on the roof, kind of like how Black Scorpion would do it. She takes off her mask. It's Catalina, the guidance counselor. I was like, oh. And then, boom, that's how the episode ends. Okay. Oh, but she even says before that, oh, I grew up with a lot of rules. I didn't abide too much of it. So she came from a strict family. Okay, that kind of makes sense why she would be an anti-hero. And because she doesn't want to follow any rules, but she doesn't want to be a bad guy either. So she's in the middle. Okay, so maybe we'll get more backstory with her because why don't you just be a good guy? But people are different. Okay, so this was a good episode, but let's see my rating for it. I'm just recalibrating some stuff to see if I missed something, because this episode was fantastic. I'm not sure it's the best episode because this was a 95. The only complaint I think I really have was what was it? Alright, so when the daughter, I forgot, Violet's cousin, of how she said, oh, I guess I lied about not, about bringing my phone, but she didn't say that. The dad said that, of how she didn't bring her phone, so she didn't say anything, so she technically didn't lie. So that line was just kind of weird. Oh wait, sorry, there was also, wait, hold on. Yeah, okay, so I was kind of thinking about something else, but I'm willing to kind of brush it off. Wait, actually, I'm kind of switching things around. Just forget about the whole lying about her phone thing. I'm just kind of passing around. The perfect line is kind of coming back to me. That kind of has like a little bit more oomph to it to take off a point. So kind of forget about the whole bringing the phone thing, because I just felt that was kind of a little confusing. The perfect line was kind of like, you kind of don't want to tell your friends they're going to be perfect, because what if they don't? You said it was going to be perfect and I wasn't. Because you put that high expectation. Like, you kind of don't want to do that, especially with your best friend. So, I don't know. That's just my opinion. But, yeah, so I'm giving this 95%. This was fantastic. Cascada, I think this is an interesting character. I'm not sure if I like her or not, but she's interesting. And we got to reveal at the end that she is the guidance counselor, that she is Catalina. Cruz, who's Black Scorpion, is dating Catalina, but they don't know each other's identity. So at least maybe she knows his identity. Maybe, who knows? She did give him a kiss. So I don't know. Maybe she dislikes Black Scorpion also. I wonder if we're gonna have the whole thing of Catalina kind of, maybe Cruz is gonna think Catalina kind of likes someone else, and you figure out, oh, she likes Black Scorpion, and then he's gonna figure out, oh no, she's Cascada. Oh no. I wonder if they're gonna have a battle. Maybe. Who knows? So yeah, we learn about Cascada, another mask user. Tupico knows her, and she knows Tupico. So I wonder if we're gonna see him again. We got Maya again about her mom being stationed in Germany. Okay. About Cruz kind of teaching about Ultraviolet, and we got introduced to an anti-hero, and we learned that Catalina is Cascada. That's her identity. Okay. More about Violet's family, but that was kind of the weakest part of the episode, with Violet's aunt, her cousin, and her uncle. So, it's more B plot, but oh, the phasing technique, with going through organs and body parts and walls and stuff and people. That's a new power. Okay, so strength, speed, duplication, and basing. I wonder what the other ones are. Tiago gained suspicious of Violet because she wasn't in her room, and she said, "Oh, it was just in my closet." He was getting really suspicious, but he just brushed it off because like the family was kind of being annoying with the whole competition between brothers and stuff like that, between Pablo and Pablo and Juan. So, not brothers, cousins. The competition between cousins. So, yeah. So everyone, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Hit the Oh, good news! I reached 58 subscribers, so thank you so much for my 58th subscriber. It means a lot to me. So thank you for my 58th subscriber, my new subscribers, my old subscribers, my more current subscribers, all you guys, all my fans. I really appreciate it. You know, we're not exactly at the end of August yet, but we just need 2 more, and we reached 60. I reached 60 subscribers. But yeah, everyone, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, give me a big thumbs up, leave a comment down below. Don't forget to share that video, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for the mid-season finale of Ultraviolet and Black Scorpion, which is season 1, episode 10, and that's called Lucha Rules. I was like, oh, okay, let's see how they do it, because this is the mid-season finale, the middle of everything. No, not everything, but the middle of the season. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for that. Okay. Bye.